We got a call. Remember the abandoned 3-family?
Yep, so we are at our rental property. They said they got a leak, and while checking on that leak, we found out they had another leak that they didn't know nothing about.
Can you believe they thought this once abandoned 3-family couldn't be saved? Then we came along and said, challenge accepted. Now it's time for the part they don't usually show, working to keep it together when issues pop up.
What up with it, y'all?
What's up? It's Ray.
And Ty.
This is the side of owning property long term that people don't really touch on much.
Yeah.
They talk about, getting all that rent money, but they don't talk about what it takes to maintain.
And this ain't nothing new. I mean, we ran through issues in the past, so it's not like our first rental, but the other side of owning real estate, owning rental properties and all that other good stuff, except for just coming through like, oh yeah, look what I got, I'm collecting rent.
Some people think, you get to have real estate, you get to own all those houses, you get to get all that rent.
You got
and
free
guess
money
what?
coming in.
It's some stuff that has to be done to be able to get that money and maintain the property.
Yep. So we're gonna go ahead and head up in this joint. All right, so the main call was for this sink right here was leaking. So what I found out when I turned on the water here is that it was leaking out of this connection here. I just had to pop that off, fix the washer that was in the inside, kind of adjust it, put it back on, tighten it up, and it was good to go. But when we left, she gave us another call and said, hey, it's still leaking. So we came back out today. The supply line behind this sink was leaking. It's hard to see, but this supply line here, look at that. It's been leaking for a minute because it's a little soft. The paint that came off, some of the mud. So that been leaking for a minute. So it's no telling how long that actually been leaking. But guess what? While I'm here too, I also peeped that the toilet seat was loose. So I went ahead and tightened that up. That wasn't reported about, but it's like while you here, you gotta just start paying attention to everything. Because if one thing wasn't caught, that means it might be some other stuff that ain't caught.
But that wasn't it, y'all. They end up noticing it was also a slow drain.
Yes. So we showed y'all in the previous video where we cleaned up after our tenants after they moved out. Show y'all how to twist this cap off right here and pull out that drain and clear it out. So I pulled that out, cleared it out, seeing that it still wasn't draining. Looked in the inside and pulled off all the traps and stuff like that, which is the drainage traps underneath in the back. Pulled that off, and guess what? It was a whole toothbrush. A whole toothbrush and a couple incense was inside the drain.
Lord.
And the crazy thing about it, that toothbrush only can fit in that drain with this drain taken out. So that means that, look, that boy is still loose. And there's a scrunchie back there.
What do we need? A new toilet seat?
No, screwdriver. But it's kind of weird because the toothbrush and all the other stuff won't fit in there unless this drain is taken off. So my thought was maybe they was cleaning out the drain because we showed them how to clean it. And maybe the kid came and was just like Jordan shooting toothbrushes and anything else inside there.
And my thought is they probably took it out because it was a slow drain. But I mean, I'm not gonna lie, we do that sometimes at home. You take the drain out so more water can flow faster. So I don't know. What y'all think?
That's a good assumption. In terms, it made it worse, taking that off.
Yeah, so it's a good thing that you figured that out for sure. And another crazy thing about this toilet, y'all. You want to let them know what was found in there before?
Yes, so we had a previous call with this toilet not draining. So me and Ray came out here. I showed Ray how to snake it.
We had the property about to see if this main line is clogged, but the toilet is clogging up. First thing we're going to do is pop this cap off. So this is the part where you can snake the line. So we're going to pop that off and see if it's clogged. If it's dookie coming out of there, then it'll run. Other way there.
Twist it.
Yeah.
This one.
Should be able to twist off by hand. Looking at that, we're good. There's no water coming up to there. Now we gotta go check upstairs. Man, Lord, these. The fun part, huh?
And it still wasn't getting clear. So then I called out my homie D. He came out here, moved the toilet. And the reason I called him out, because I ain't gonna lie, man, me and toilets, we don't get along. I don't really like touching people's toilets, especially if it ain't clean. I ain't messing with it. So I called him out. He pulled off the toilet, and guess what? Found a toy car in that joint and some other stuff. So with that one like that, if y'all are ever wondering, like, do we charge for coming out and doing repairs like this? We do when it's their fault. So with this here, this is not their fault because it was leaking in the back.
In the kitchen.
Yeah, in the kitchen for sure.
It's
but
negligence.
Bathroom wise, not really, because it's just like stuff was loose. That's just wear and tear that made that leak. So we're really not worried about it. Same thing with this toilet seat being loose. Even though they didn't notify us that it was loose, it just need to be tightened up. But if it's clogged and the clog was happened by them and not by Roots or nothing like that, they gotta pay for that.
So I'm not gonna lie, y'all. One thing we are learning, we need to do inspections more often.
Yes. And it's crazy because with this unit right here, it's time for a rental increase. Before we do a rental increase, we actually take in consideration that, all right, this is a cool tenant. Ain't nothing been breaking and stuff like that. We thought the stuff was being looked after, but it really ain't. It's not being paid attention to. So it's one of them things where we got to do more inspections. It's justified to raise the rent because we got to do more work.
Exactly.
So, yeah. And now we're going to head over to the kitchen. This is like negligence because this was an issue that they didn't pay attention to. At least one of the tenants peeped it and they put a bucket under there.
Well, at least that was what was said. We don't really know what happened.
Yeah. And coming in, they got terrible lighting in here. But this countertop and cabinet is going down at an angle. You can kind of tell just because if you look at the wall cabinet versus this, it looked like the wall cabinet crooked, but it's really this. And if you open up inside here, bucket right here that was full of water, and when I turned on this faucet, it was just raining water in there.
We walked through this property quite a few times. From the outside, you can't even really tell there's an issue.
Right.
But if you stand there long enough, you can see a slight lean. And when you look in the inside, oh my gosh. And guess what? It was a matter of a bucket being under the sink, catching this water. This was an issue we didn't know about. It was told to us that only one of them must have been aware because one of them put a bucket under there.
Yeah.
But they both technically on the lease.
Yeah.
Even when it's a long-term tenant, you still need to go check. Their eye might not be able to catch things your eye can catch.
Like you see, we pulled all this stuff out. It's like a bunch of bags, cookie pans and stuff like that. But all this was over in this corner right here. So it was covering all this up. We pulled that stuff out and look at that. See that? It's just a bunch of water damage under there now. So softwood cabinet is damaged.
So, babe, I'm curious. Is that something we can DIY to make a bottom, like a replacement wood bottom?
No. We can, but we not about to. Because not only is that water damage right there, the back side of the cabinet is water damage and smashed down. So that's why it's leaning like that. We need a new cabinet. Is this something that should come out of our pockets? Or is this something that could come out of theirs?
Because that's a constant leak.
Yeah. And
the bucket had to be being dumped.
But it's crazy because the way it was leaking, all that water wasn't going in that bucket. Only some of it. So it's like, honestly, it will fall on us because we should have been here doing inspections.
Say it again. Say something else.
Well, honestly, I wouldn't say that it will fall on us. I would say it falls on really the tenant for not notifying us. It don't matter if it's a leak and you feel like a bucket can catch it. You still should notify your landlord.
Yeah. You know, always automatically blame the landlord. It's really their fault, but it will fall on us.
They said it's a leak under the bathroom sink, And he like, what? So, no, because I found a leak, and it's leaking a lot under the kitchen sink. So I reached back out to her, and I'm like, wait, did you say under the kitchen sink or under the bathroom sink? And end up saying like a bucket was found under the kitchen sink, and she was like, oh, the other person must have put the bucket under there. And it's crazy how that even goes, because it's like, we don't know.
And it's crazy because in the past, when I came over here, I found some water that was leaking downstairs.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dang, and the tenant was down there with me. I'm like, y'all got water leaking upstairs? Like, is y'all sink leaking or something? He like, oh, I don't know. I don't think so. And came up here, and this same thing was leaking. But all I had to do was tighten it up. I tightened it up and stopped leaking.
I feel like you even bringing that up is a reminder that he was aware it could be corrected even if he was the one who put the bucket under there.
Right.
So it's like... Anyway,
let me show y'all something. When you turn on your water and you got water coming anywhere else out your faucet except for here, this is the only place water needs to be coming out. So if you got water leaking here, down here, that means it's something wrong with the faucet and you should get it looked at. This little leak right here, what it was doing was sitting in here like this, and look at that, the water going back here, going all the way around here. Look, there's bugs coming out of there from being wet, and look, it just goes down underneath the cabinet. You see it's going over to the corner.
Wow.
Well, look at that.
And it's a good thing it's a GFI right there, because guess what?
This is it.
Boom, microwave right there. Electrocution.
And I just pretty much showed y'all that. Just say, if your faucet leaking like that, it might be that time to just go ahead and call your landlord, call your brother, call somebody that can fix it, or just take a look at it.
Call YouTube?
Right, call me on YouTube, Art Life. Just come to our page and see how to fix it, if we got a video. And that small leak like that, look, just caused all that problem down there. So it may look small when you're using it because you're just washing the dishes and you see the water, it might just be going back in the sink. That small little issue could turn to something big. And I always tell our tenants, if you see any issue, it don't matter how small it is, let us know.
Yep.
Because small things will turn to big things. And look at that. That small thing just turned to a whole big thing to buy a whole new cabinet. Not even just $200. That's more time to come over here, pull all this stuff out, get rid of this, take that to the dump, bring another cabinet in, reinstall it. And guess what? While we here looking at this, I looked at the cabinet. It just looked like it's leaning towards us. Step over here to the side. The cabinet is pulling off of the wall. So it's like now we need more probably screws. And honestly, it seemed like the cabinet is separating from the back half. And these is like cheap cabinets. This is like the standard builder grade cabinets, and honestly this stuff be irritating because I hate when they sell stuff like this and then you buy it, install it, and it just break on its own. It's like, come on now, you gotta explain that stuff. But it's like now I feel like we're just gonna start getting more and more quality stuff. We learned our lesson with getting certain materials, certain tools, anything. Now we see the reason to buy the more expensive option. Certain stuff is just not holding up no more. And it could be from the weight sitting on top of there plus the weight that's in the inside. So, yeah. It's 30, not going nowhere, but.
Who drill is that? Yours?
No, that's theirs.
Ooh, that's a dangerous place to have a drill. That boy would be like, flip, flip.
It's irritating.
Went from being one issue being reported to finding multiple issues.
Man. So now I'm about to swap out this faucet. Luckily, we had this one here in our inventory, and this boy was on clearance for $40. It was $79. Oh wait, this is for the bathroom. I thought we was gonna have to replace the bathroom one, but no, we don't. So we can put that back in our inventory. So speaking of quality, I went ahead and stopped at the department store and grabbed this kitchen faucet here. So it's a known brand where we can go to stores and find washers and stuff like that. Well, this was not a low grade faucet. I just don't know the brand of it, but I just can't find that washer. And I really rather find that washer and just put that washer on there instead of spending $100 to switch the whole thing out. Because that's the only thing that's leaking and bad on it is the bevel washer that's in it.
Guess what? We actually got these for a very good price at the warehouse. I believe it came with the whole...
Right, because they had the little dish rack right here.
Yeah, remember, it's probably in the video. So I'm curious, is there something with this one that we will be avoiding a headache with?
Honestly, it's just a more quality brand, so it's like if something break on it, we can find the washer for it.
Because I'm also noticing... Oh no, the head is on there, okay.
Yeah.
So you still take the head off.
Right, so it'd be the same thing as that one, really.
Did you see if they had washers for that, or you already know they had washers?
What, for this?
Yeah.
No, I don't know what type of washer it took. I just hate to spend this $100 just because we can't find a $3 washer.
Well, let me see.
I gotta go to a plumbing store. Should we just do that? Save this $100?
Let me see.
You wasting your time, man.
What? To know the brand?
Yeah.
I don't see how I'm wasting my time. Because if I could find a brand, then we can know, is it worth trying to find the part? Like, is it a known brand? Or is it just like a wayside brand?
Alright. It's like a little nut that's under here. And when I turn it, this twists. So I gotta put some pliers here so that don't move. Hopefully I can get under here. Gee. I got the little nut off. So this nut right here is what was on the bottom of the faucet. So I had to unscrew these screws here, one here and one on the back. So I had to pretty much unscrew this down from the faucet. And now that I got that down, let me turn my water off. Turn that off before you unhook any water lines. And then turn this on. Get water out of there. Little spray nozzle. It got like a quick disconnect on here. So you just gotta squeeze and pull it off. Bam. Take that off. And then we gotta take this weight off too. I believe this actually can get pinched and go throughout the top. Oh, you know what? It might just fit through the hole. All right, then we're gonna take our supply lines loose. Look, and this got a negative slope to it too. This need to be pulled up. Y'all see how this is going uphill to go to drain? That's wrong. So this need to get untightened. Look at that, that's supposed to be higher so the water can fall down here. So it probably just got pulled on by mistake or something, or gravity. All right, now we got all that unhooked. I'm gonna have to pull this off. So I am gonna have to unhook this. So I'm gonna get this piece out of here. All right, see that? So I had to slide that out of there. And then bam, we can take the little weight off. Scrap. Now with that being off, pull off our little nut and bolt, little washer. The whole faucet. Bam. You can see that? That's how this was connected. So I don't know why I'm showing y'all for the new one, but that's how that was on there. We just had to pull that out of there. And then our little screw connection. And that little nut sitting in there like this. So this is what I had to go under there and unscrew. And I needed my screwdriver to unscrew these screws right here because these just pretty much screw to that plate so it won't move or untighten. You already see it was starting to get rusty around there from leaking. Sometimes if this was real old, sometimes those can be seized up on there and they can be a B.I.B.I. to get out. So that's garbage here, aka scrap. Pulling out our new one. It's crazy because we'd be spending some bread and paying some money. Shoot, one of these big companies, I think it'll probably be like, yeah, it's probably gonna be like $400, $5. Ooh, we got some new. Pretty much like the same concept. We don't need that. Get out of here. Now we do need this. Look at that. This comes with a tool. We got our little spray handle connection. That boy just slide on there. Look at that little internal washer. A standard washer that I can find anywhere.
That's probably why it was at the discount warehouse.
Yep. Oh, they stopped selling it. That's why it was there. You want to pull that off? Look at that. That's quality too. They got their brand name on there. If any companies out there would like us to try out Shaw faucets or anything like that, send us an email. Down below, y'all can find out all our contact info, even for our supporters. If y'all want to see ways that y'all can support us, we got everything down in the description below. So feel free to check that out. Just send us some if you want to. All right, so now with the new install, see we got our new faucet here. With this one here, we got 3 holes on top of our sink. But if this was a sink that only had 1 hole, then we can do it like this with just a single one and it'd be looking all nice. But since we got 3 holes, we're gonna use this plate right here that'll cover up them holes. Slide our lines through here. Slide that through there. See both. Make sure I got this plate straight. Do it matter like that. Hold up. There we go. All right, then we're gonna slide all our lines through this hole. In the middle hole where it's going, so you can't spread them out and put them one there and there. It ain't gonna work like that. So down below, it comes with these guys here. This is pretty much the same thing that I took off and showed y'all on that other one. This is just this style for this faucet here. So this plate right here is going to go underneath the sink, and then this nut is going to go under this plate, and it's going to tighten up like so. Got a little washer in here, so let me make sure I know where this washer goes. Oh, we can register through text message. We just need to register this warranty. What are the instructions? So before we put this plate on, we need to put on this little washer ring that it comes with. And that will be in this package. So in this package here, it comes with a nut.
Oh, you move fast.
You come with that nut right there, this plastic washer, and then this metal washer here. So we're gonna put this washer on first. So you need to slide it through supply lines all the way down. And this kit, for some reason, did not come with no instructions. So I don't know, maybe they want us to go to YouTube or something, but see that it's a little groove for this washer too. So I'll put that in there, make sure that's seat up in there, like so. Then we can put our plate on. Then push all our lines through the one hole. No, you can't separate it like this. It's not gonna work. If you do that, it's gonna smash. Bam. See, boof. Now we gotta go underneath. This right here is a weight. This is gonna be on our line here. So this is the line that the sprayer is gonna hook up to. And this needs a weight on the bottom of it just so that sprayer can keep falling back inside of here when you're done with it. So we're gonna stick this in as well. So I'll go all the way down. I'm gonna go ahead and put our little sprayer on. Before I turn the water on, though, I'm gonna unhook it just so we're gonna make sure no debris or nothing in here to get clogged. All right, so that's the sprayer. So right now you can see it's just like here. It ain't retracting back in there. Once we put that weight on there, that weight gonna suck that boy back in. This is our little handy dandy tool. Once we feed this on up and tighten this up, see this nut fits inside this tool they give you. Shout out to them because they even give you the tool to install they faucet. That's raw. Right. But we're gonna put that plate up in there. You see that nut that's inside there? We're gonna screw it on that thread on the bottom of that faucet and just tighten it on up, boop, to the bottom of there. And that hole, you don't have to put like no water line through it or nothing. This is only for that thread that's under there.
Oops. Sorry, y'all. We all look.
Yep, so y'all see that little, what is that, rose gold? So we got our plate here. And since this line is coming inside of here, it's coming from the inside of here, of course you got to put your plate here inside of here, even though I just said you don't have to put nothing in here. Oh, you know what, this is something we can install later too. I'm gonna pull this back out. So I'm pulling this back out because it's in our way. 2 slots on this back side, that's pretty much for these water lines. Got that pushed all the way up to the top. And then remember, I got my nut in here already. So we're just gonna push that up on there. I can barely see. Like so. Bam, now we're just gonna get the twisting. Long way to go. Gotta make sure my faucet out here is straight. That's straight enough for me right there. And then tighten that down. All right, now you can stick your line back through there. Now I have to put my weight on here. So this is our weight. Ooh, dang. Watch your toe. But you just slide that right up in there like that and it's gonna hang. And then this end right here, you got a protective thread on there. So we're gonna pull that off. It's already greased up and all that good stuff. You're gonna take that and right here underneath the faucet, you don't see that? We're just gonna stick that right in there. And you gotta push that button. This is a button right here. So you push that button and stick it in and then it'll lock it. So probably the same thing to take it out, push that button, pop it on down. Push the button, stick it on up, release it. Bam, it's locked. So now we take our supply lines and we're gonna hook these up. These are marked, so this is cold. No, this is actually hot. It's funny, I was looking at the other, what's the name, they say coat or shot. That's hot. So we're gonna make sure we hook that up on the right side. Getting hot. Let's give it a little snug. Then we got cold. So we tightened up our supply lines down there, turned on the water. We wanna make sure that this is nice and tight, which it is. Look at this, this even swivel more. So that other one didn't swivel, and that's probably put all that pressure on that washer. It's got a swivel head, so you won't deal with that. Then we're gonna go ahead and turn on the water. It's gonna be air to come out. All right, we're gonna start a little function. All right. Oh yeah. So we good to go?
Ooh, I know that feels good to wash your hair with.
Man, for real. Y'all tingly. Make sure y'all head over to ARTTLife.com too. Y'all see on top of my head is an assets only type of day. And then, you know, saving family's legacy as well. Great family legacy too. We need to make that shirt too. Hopefully we helped y'all replace your faucet, even though y'all probably not here on how to install a faucet, but we're glad that y'all can come here and learn. But that's about it, man. Appreciate y'all being here. We're gonna clean up our mess and get up out of this joint.